Big thanks to SetApp for sponsoring our channel this month. SetApp, an app for every job already on your Mac. Hey, it's Chris. Welcome back to 20 Reasons to Still Be an Apple Fan. This is part 2. I already gave you 10. Those were great. This second half might be even more compelling. Now, I've got more reasons. I could keep going. I could make a part 3 with 10 more reasons. I'll make that video if we hit 5,000 likes on this video, part 2. And I'm gonna link up part 1 in case you missed it, so check out the description as well, but let's get into it. Today's video is sponsored by Reolink, makers of the Argus 2 wire-free, completely portable security camera. The Argus 2 has rechargeable battery and can also be solar powered if you prefer. It's weatherproof, features starlight night vision, and can store footage locally on an SD card or in the cloud. I especially like the two-way audio feature and the low battery notifications. You can check out the Argus 2 and the other Reolink security products using the link down in the description. So picking up where we left off in the last video, reason number 11, updates. Not long ago, Apple announced iOS 12. Now listen to this. iOS 11 users, all of them, going all the way back 5 years to the iPhone 5, everyone with iOS 11 is gonna be able to upgrade to iOS 12. That is a big deal. Now, Android users are a little bit frustrated by this. Now, that's not my opinion. I'm looking on Reddit and I'm seeing this really popular thread, and it's called, "While the iPhone 5 gets 5 years of support, my Galaxy S9 Plus still can't get timely security patches." That has over 5,000 upvotes. Now, Android is trying to get better at this. There's this thing called Project Treble, which is trying to deal with the fragmentation of all these different manufacturers that are running Android on their phones. But here's the thing, Apple doesn't need Project Treble. It's already awesome with updates. Reason number 12 is accessories. There's so many accessories for Apple's products. If you go to Best Buy, there's accessories. If you go to Amazon, there's a million accessories. If you go to Apple stores, there's so many accessories for all the different products. Some Android devices, for instance, have a decent amount of accessories. Like if you look at the Galaxy S9 or the Pixel 2, you're gonna have a few accessories. On the other hand, if you're getting anything like an LG Aristo or a T-Mobile Revel Plus or a Galaxy J3 or a BlackBerry or a Zenfone or a Moto E4, and the list goes on, you're gonna be very limited in the accessories department. Jumping back to the Apple side though, there's several accessories that you can reuse and use between different devices, so you can get a little more mileage out of those accessories. Reason number 13 is resale value. Now look at the iPhone one more time. There's a huge market of people who want to buy a used iPhone, among other Apple devices. If you own an iPhone, you can sell that for a good amount of money and put the proceeds towards buying a new Apple product. In fact, the iPhone 10 recently set a record for resale value, averaging 85% of the original retail price. On the other hand, Declutter, which is a site that buys back used phones, recently released a chart showing that Galaxy S9s might lose about 50% of their value almost immediately. Reason number 14 is privacy. Yes, privacy. Now let's talk about business models, because of course, tech companies are going to make money off their customers, right? We expect that, but the way in which they do that can be a very big differentiator. Apple, for instance, makes a lot of money selling products. Other companies, for instance, make a lot of money selling ads and user data. So while I do use products and services from some of these other companies, I don't love that they want to monetize my data as part of their business model, even if it means more personalized products or more likely, more personalized ads. Now, Apple has a great privacy website, which I'll link up down below. It's worth reading, whether you're an Apple user or not, just to see that they have a public stance on users' privacy. In it, they say that every Apple device is designed from the ground up to protect things like your heart rate after a run, which news stories you read first, where you bought your last coffee, what websites you visit, and who you call, email, and message. Apple tells you straight up that whether you're taking a photo or asking Siri a question or getting directions, you can do it knowing that Apple doesn't gather your personal information to sell to advertisers or other organizations. All things equal. Would you rather have your info available to the highest bidder or private? Reason number 15 is expansion. And this is something you don't hear people really talking about a lot as a reason to be an Apple fan, but they're always expanding into other product categories. Apple makes phones, yes. Samsung makes phones, yes. So does Google, so do lots of companies. But Apple also makes laptops and tablets and streaming TV boxes and watches. This is the ecosystem. We've already talked about it and it's awesome. As good as the Apple ecosystem already is, it's going to be expanding. We know this. There's all these rumors swirling about an Apple car. There's all these rumors swirling about some sort of AR augmented reality device. There's all these rumors swirling about Apple using AR in the car, like on the windshield. it's just gonna get better. So all you have to do is go to a site like Patently Apple, which I never go to because honestly it's kind of boring to look at. But if it's kind of your thing, you can see what kind of patents Apple's filing, what kind of future tech is already in the pipeline. This is one of the main reasons I think that Apple users have such a hard time even thinking about the possibility of switching to some other manufacturer. You can get a phone somewhere else, you can get a laptop somewhere else, you can get a different device somewhere else, but you can't go somewhere else and get everything that Apple offers and everything they're going to offer with that same focus on privacy. It's just layer upon layer. Reason number 16 is services. Now, speaking of the ever-expanding ecosystem, Apple has a great array of services that mesh all your devices together, make them work together even better. We're talking about things like iCloud, iTunes and Apple Music, the App Store and Apple Pay, among other things. Sort of the digital side of the ecosystem. Not only are these things convenient, but they're things that you won't find with a lot of competitors. Like, again, you can get another device from another manufacturer, but how do the services stack up? Assuming that they even exist. And again, even in the services arena, Apple is gonna continue to expand. So they're gonna be launching a Netflix-style competitor very soon with lots of digital content. And they just bought Texture, which is sort of like the Netflix of magazine subscriptions. So yeah, it's already just getting better. My reason number 17 is support. Now, no company on the planet has perfect support, but overall, I found that Apple's support infrastructure has been excellent to me, overall. Now, especially when it comes to the pro services. For instance, if I've ever had an issue with Final Cut Pro, which I use to edit these videos, I have a phone number that takes me directly to somebody in the pro services department that can help me out. And I've used it several times and I love using it. I love knowing that it's just there. But even in a broader sense, Apple makes getting support as easy as possible. Not only can you get your questions answered via phone calls, you can also get support on social media, through live chats, even on the dedicated support app. There's a lot of options, and let's not forget you can just go into an Apple store if you live close enough and hit up the Genius Bar. And even if you can't, Apple has a whole YouTube channel dedicated to tutorials for its products. Like seriously, can you name another company that has all of those different support options, all of them? This is robust customer service. Like, what could they do that they're not doing already? Reason number 18, Final Cut Pro and other Apple software. Speaking of Final Cut Pro, I love Final Cut Pro. I love lots of Apple software. And the thing is, I know people have preferences. Some people like Adobe video editing software instead of Apple's stuff. That's fine, even if they're an Apple user. But for me, I love knowing that I can buy hardware and software that's supported by the same company. Why? The reason is optimization, because Final Cut Pro runs so fast on Apple products versus Adobe stuff. I'm not saying that Adobe stuff bad, I'm saying Final Cut Pro runs really fast on Apple stuff. Plus, you have like GarageBand, which is free. Come on. Reason number 19 is the trade-in program, which I recently mentioned in the last episode of Unbelievably Useful. I don't know if you caught that. If you didn't, I'll try to link that up down below. Remind me if I forget. But it's called the Apple Give Back Program, and it's awesome. So the motto is simple: turn the device that you have into the device that you want, and how it works is simple. Apple will give you an Apple Store gift card for your current device that you can use toward purchasing a new Apple product. Like right now, you can get up to $290 on a smartphone, or up to $1,000 on a laptop. And actually, I plugged in some of my devices and I could get even a little bit more than that. And I don't think it's limited to just trading in Apple products. What's really cool about this option, about going down this route though, is that your data, will stay private. Again, Apple cares about your privacy, and even if you can't trade in your device, if it's not eligible, Apple will still recycle it for you. That sometimes is a big deal. Like, what do I do with my old junk? How do I get rid of it? Let Apple handle it. Reason number 20 is return policy. Now, this is the last reason of this video, but it doesn't have to be the last reason ever. If you guys get this up to 5,000 upvotes, I will make a whole nother video. So let's see what you can do. But I don't know how many people realize that Apple does have an amazing return policy. And I quote, "For any undamaged product, simply return it with its included accessories and packaging, along with the original receipt or gift receipt, within 14 days of the date that you received it, and we'll exchange it or offer a refund based on the original payment method." So what this means is, for all of you people that have been watching my videos, and I get comments like this all the time that I've converted people into Apple fans, if you're on the fence and you want to try out an Apple product, or if you're already an Apple person and you just want to try out one of the new products but you're not sure about it, there's no obligation. Go try it out. Apple wants you to be happy here, so you get 14 days, whatever, to return it. All right, so if you watch video number 1 and video number 2 and I missed something that you think should be on this list, something that's flying under the radar or something that's just a personal experience that you've had, let me know down in the comments. Like I said, I've got a million more reasons, not a million, but definitely 10 more for another video. So let me know. Hit this thing up to 500,000 upvotes. I've never said this before. I'm gonna say it just so I can say that I've said it. But smash the like button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.